From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 1st, 2025. We open with Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel's 77th Independence Day, with ceremonies held across the country, including in Jerusalem at the residence of Israel's President Isaac Herzog, who hosted ambassadors, diplomats, and representatives of nations, faith communities, and international organizations from all corners of the globe, he wrote, saying this event is a true sign of Israel's important place in the region and in the family of nations. It is testament to our deep and impactful cooperation with countries across the world and of our proud contribution to humanity as a whole. Herzog said, I told them that there is no cause more pressing than the return of the hostages held by Hamas in Gaza, and that we must remain united and work together in facing the challenges posed by Iran's ongoing aggression, and as we work to expand the circle of peace throughout the region. Herzog also hosted and honored outstanding IDF soldiers at his residence today. IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir spoke at the ceremony, saying the IDF is a living reminder that we have far more that unites us than divides us. Within this uniform, there is no left or right, no center or periphery. There is one people with one goal, mutual responsibility and peace. Herzog also spoke of unity at the ceremony, saying even in times of deep disagreements, our courage and our unity are intertwined, dependent on one another, and again noted the painful absence of the hostages, saying we cannot celebrate independence with a whole heart when our brothers and sisters who are held hostage in Gaza are not with us. Israel as a nation longs for them, for their freedom. And Israel's Twitter X platform wrote 59 hostages are marking Independence Day in captivity without their own freedom. Let them go now. We will not rest until every last hostage comes home. The hostages who remain captive in Gaza have now been held for 573 days. And celebrations of Independence Day were somewhat toned down today against the backdrop of the hostage crisis, as well as the massive brush fires that were sparked yesterday in the forests on the outskirts of Jerusalem. Those fires continued throughout the day today until this evening, when the blazes were said to finally be contained. Roads had been reopened and evacuees allowed back to their homes in affected areas earlier today. Firefighters continue to operate in the area to prevent any new fires from sparking. Nearly 5,000 acres were said to have been burned in the blazes. Assistance from a number of countries was expected today. And Israel police said yesterday that a resident of the Arab-Israeli neighborhood of Tuba in East Jerusalem was arrested after allegedly attempting to ignite an open field in southern Jerusalem. It is not clear if he was responsible in any way for any of the fires, with police still investigating whether the blazes were intentionally set. Turning now to Lebanon, where the IDF said today it eliminated several Hezbollah terrorists in southern Lebanon, including one it said who was operating in the border area and gathering intelligence for the terrorist organization. An IDF reservist was seriously injured as a result of an IED explosion during operational activity yesterday, the IDF said. The incident took place in the village of Beita in the Samaria Brigade, the West Bank. The injured soldier was taken to the hospital for treatment, and IDF forces in the area were searching for the suspects. British police arrested a man trying to break into Israel's embassy in London earlier this week, while in possession, they said, of what appeared to be a knife. Israel's embassy in London said the state of Israel and its diplomats have always been subjected to terror threats, and even more so after October the 7th, saying on Monday there was an attempted terror attack from an armed man with a knife who tried to penetrate the embassy of Israel in order to carry out a terror attack. We are relieved to report that this attack was prevented by the British security forces and that no injuries occurred, and all embassy staff and visitors are safe. The Embassy of Israel saying it will not be deterred by any terror threat and will continue to represent Israel with pride in the UK. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, May the 1st. At 8 o'clock, Jonah Platt speaks with Dana Bash, CNN's chief political correspondent and anchor of Inside Politics, for a conversation about her Jewish identity and her perspective as one of the nation's leading political journalists. At 9, the late Abba Eban is on L'chaim. At 10, I speak with Herbert Bloch, Executive Director of the American Zionist Movement, about the 39th World Zionist Congress elections. At 10:30, an encore of the news, and coming up next, Celebrate Israel with a gala concert with Cantor Sol Zim, IDF Chief Cantor Shai Abramson, a full symphonic orchestra, and a special tribute to proud Israel advocate and JBS founder, the late Rabbi Mark S. Golub. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, May the 1st, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.